Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to install a dash cam into a 2012 Chevrolet Silverado. And so in order to do this, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some wire taps with some extra fuses. Then you need your cam, which we bought this one refurbished right from Thinkware. It was a little cheaper and it come with everything we needed. So it came with the front cam. Then you got the rear cam. And this is the cable for the rear cam. And this here is, if you weren't going to hook it up direct, you can hook it into your cigarette lighter. But this kit here, they don't all come with this, but this kit here come with the hardwire kit, which is what we're going to do. We're going to hardwire it into the truck. And it come with an SD card. It come with a 32 gigabyte SD card, which is a little on the small side. I would definitely put a bigger one in, but that'll get us started. Okay guys, so I hooked this up temporarily into the cigarette lighter just so I could find a good place to put it. A lot of times I don't like to put it in front of the mirror because they got light sensors in them, and I don't want to interfere with that. So I usually will put them over towards the driver's side. So I'm just going to put it there for now, and then you hook up to it with an app. The app will tell you how to hook everything up, and then you can look on your camera and see camera views right here. So that's a pretty good view right there. So I think I'm going to mount the camera right about there. So now I just you gotta peel the 3M tape off, which doesn't always come off the easiest. Okay, so I think I had it right about here. And then just stick it on. There, she's on there nice and tight. Okay guys, so now that we get the camera mounted up, what I'm going to do is run the wire for the rear camera. So this got two ports on the side. It's got one for GPS, and then this VN, that's for your video, your rear camera. You can just plug that in here. Try to run it up in underneath the headliner. We're going to try to run it down underneath of here. Now they say there's an airbag in here. Just be careful going in here, but I don't think you got to worry about them going off. Okay, so that wire is hidden good, except for right there, it shows a little bit. Okay, we'll do the same thing here. We'll come in under here. Guys, I'm getting ready to hook up the rear camera, but I want to be able to see it before I mount it, because you can get it upside down. So you have to download the app, Thinkware DashCam. So you have to hit the Wi-Fi button on here. Okay, and then you got to go over into your settings, hook to Thinkware. Go back to, and then you want to hit live view, and this will give you the front camera. So we want to get to the back camera, which is this one here. And something I forgot to mention is, before you mount the camera, go over where you're going to mount it, go over it with some alcohol to clean it off real good. That way it sticks good and you won't have to worry about it coming off. Okay, we're going to get in the back and hook up this rear view camera. So find the end that hooks into it here. Okay, we're hooked in. Okay, now I got to let it restart. I guess I should have done this ahead of time. Okay guys, we're back now. definitely not without its issues hooking up to the Wi-Fi on these. Now you can see the camera's upside down, so I have to turn it this way. Okay, so we're probably going to mount it right about there. Okay, so it's mounted. Okay guys, as usual, I didn't really use my head when I was doing this. The way I had it going, I was going to have to run the wire straight down to here, which is not all that neat. So I didn't pull the wire out. There was enough wire that I just run it right back up through here to the camera. That way you don't have a wire coming down. Okay guys, now it's time to hardwire the camera in to the fuse panel. And this kit comes with the hardwire. Now a lot of them don't. You might have to buy this separately. But anyway, you got a ground wire, which is black. That has to be grounded. Then you got your power wire, which is red. Now this is for when the key is on. Now this camera also has features where it can detect motion, or it can detect like an impact. And in order to use those functions, you got to have this yellow wire. It has to be hooked up to constant power. Okay, now to hook into the fuse panel, the safest way to do it is use what they call a fuse tap. Now you have to have a fuse tap that fits your particular fuse panel. And this truck is a 2012 Chevy Silverado, and it takes, I believe, what they call a mini fuse. See, there's different kinds of fuses. Now I'll show a picture right here. These are all the different kinds of fuses that are used. Okay guys, so I'm going to wire in the fuse taps. Okay, so I'll cut these off. I'll strip her down here a little bit. I'm going to slip on some heat shrink. So you just take the wire and just kind of twist them together here some. They're together decent, and then we'll put some solder on it. You don't have to be good at this stuff. I'm not good at it. Here's the thing. Now, if you want to do this by yourself, it's good to have, like say, you got to have the taps, soldering iron, which usually comes with your solder. There, you can buy them real cheap on Amazon or wherever. And I bought this whole kit of shrink wrap. I can't remember what it was. It was fairly cheap. And it's always good to have some extra fuses. All the stuff's fairly cheap, and it's not that difficult to do. All you got to do is go back and watch some of my videos, and then you'll see that if an idiot like me can do this, then you can do it too and save yourself some money on instead of having somebody to install it professionally. I like to get a little solder on both sides. Doesn't take a real lot. You don't need to put a real lot on, just spread it around. Okay, so now we'll just take it's best to let it cool a little bit. That way your shrink wrap, or your shrink wrap doesn't melt before you get it on there. See, I got it gooped on too much on that one, so we don't want to slide over. Oh, there she goes. And just take your lighter or whatever you want. Heat gun will do. Heat gun's probably better. Okay, so now I got the wiring all done. We're going to put a fuse in it. Like I said, for the actual camera, it's going to be the bottom one. These are, I believe these are 15 watt fuses. I prefer to use 5s, but I don't have any 5s here. So the 15 will have to do, but we're going to have double protection. These are fuses that are in there too, so we're good. Okay guys, now I'm getting ready to hardwire the camera, and I'm going to do this off camera just because I already showed you how to run the wire, and I'm just going to run the hard wire up through here, down into here, and then I got to get to the fuse panel, which on these 2012 Silverados is right here. And I believe they're the same from 2007 to 2013. Anyway, to open up the fuse panel, you just grab the bottom here and just give it a little tug, and then there's clips up and around here, and one on the top. Then there's your fuse panel. And one other thing you're going to need that I didn't mention already was you're going to need a test light, which are very cheap. You can get them on Amazon or buy it at Walmart. Hey guys, I found a good place for grounding the cameras right here on this nut right here. And you got to find a circuit that's on all the time with the key off. And this one here appears to be on all the time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this out. Okay. Now the other thing I need to find out is which side is the power side. That's got no power there. Okay, so it's on this side here. Now why that is important is, okay, this is the one that needs to be live all the time. So we're going to put this fuse in here. Okay, now why I need to know which side, which is this side here, that means I have to plug it in this way, because what you want is the power to come in here, to pass through this fuse, and then to complete the circuit. You want to plug it in this way because you want the power to come in through here, pass through this fuse, and over to this end here. Now if I plugged it in the opposite way, then the power is just going to flow right to the circuit. It's not going to have any fuse protection. So if the power's coming in here, I'm not explaining this very well, am I? Okay, so the power side is over here. There is no power on this side. So I got to plug it in this way so that the power comes in, passes through the fuse, and then completes the circuit. So this one will go like this. Okay, so we got that one done. Now we got to get the one there's only power when the key's on. So I got to find one with that has no power right now. That one's got power. Okay guys, so little change of plans. I ran the wire down in here, down into the fuse panel, but I run into a problem that I've never seen before. All these fuses, they either don't work at all or they're live all the time. And I need one that turns off with the key, and there's none there. They all stay on all the time. I've never seen that before. Okay guys, this here is probably a week or so later. Anyways, I got the constant power hooked in up here, and then I hooked the ground into here. The ignition off, the power wire that needs to shut off with the ignition, I couldn't find a fuse to tap into here, so I got to go under the hood, and I wanted to put it through the dash somewhere, but unfortunately, the only good places that I could put it through would require me removing a lot of the dash, and I don't want to do that. This is just an old truck. So I am going to run it through the fender well here, and it will be hitting right here on the door, but it'll be fine. Okay guys, so I'm going to wire in the ignition power from under the hood. There's a fuse panel or fuse box underneath the hood here. I'm going with this one right here. This is with the key off, there's no power. But when I turn the key on, that will light up. There's power when the key's on. And I looked it up, and this here's for the HVAC, the heating and cooling system. And it only comes on when the key's on. So I'm going to use this one. The only thing I can tell you here is just make sure that you don't hook into an airbag one. I've always been told not to use not to use a fuse that's for an airbag, and this one here, like I said, is for the HVAC system. Okay, so I got the power. I got the ignition switch on now, and it should show power. Yeah. Now what I gotta do is find out which side the power comes through, and that will tell me which way to put my fuse tap in. So I'll pull this fuse out. Okay, now check this side. It's powered on that side. Should be nothing on this side. There isn't. Okay, so here's where I ended up tapping in, and remember, the power comes in on this side, so I have to put the fuse tap in this way so that the power comes in, passes through the fuse. Okay, so when the vehicle's actually running, it runs continuously. And then when you shut it off, it'll take probably 30 seconds to a minute to power off, and then it'll tell you that it's in parking mode, which means if there's an impact, the camera will start up. Otherwise, it stays shut off. You can also set it for motion detection, but where we live, I don't turn the motion detection on because it might be coming on and off too much through the day if you're like at work for 12 hours and it gets pretty cold in the wintertime. I don't like to take a chance with the battery. Okay, it just went into parking recording, so we'll let it set here. Okay, the green light just went off. That means it went into sleep mode. And I'm going to shake the truck, and you watch, it'll come on. I'll shake the truck. It's the same as if somebody happened to run into your vehicle. Okay, it should click on. Okay, now it's recording. It was off, and now it's recording. It'll record for probably a minute, and then it'll shut back off again. Now, mind you, this is just a cheap camera. It's only, I think, 1080p. It's not real sharp video by no means. I'll show you some video towards the end of this video. And as far as how long do they last, I put this same setup in my truck 5 years ago, and the front camera's still working, but last year the rear camera did die on me. So the rear camera lasted 4 years, and the front camera's going on 5, but they're not real expensive. And if you do want something with a little sharper picture quality, I think they make more expensive ones that go up to 4K. But other than that, I know the video is quite long, but I don't expect to get too many views on this video. This is just for people that want to put a camera in their truck. So anyway, hope this video helps somebody out, and we'll catch you in the next one. And I'll just shake the truck one more time just to show you what sets it off. And it should come on right there. So it's recording. It was asleep, and just the movement of the truck got it to record. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you in the next one.